What's up, hungry people? My name is AJ and welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to discuss my number one thing that I learned from Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V, for those of you who don't know Gary V, just Google him or type him into YouTube or Instagram and you'll find the plethora of information. This is a guy who helps businesses advertise and scale on massive levels. He's also going to buy the New York Jets one day. Gary V, if you're clicking on this video, you have to know who Gary V is. Anyway, let's get into it. I don't want to waste your time. The number one thing that I took away and I learned after the hours and hours and weeks of content that I consumed from Gary V is to make your message, to make what you're selling or your platform, make it entertaining. And I don't mean it has to be like in your face all the time or it's always funny, but when you're selling people stuff or when you're trying to promote a message, like we are on the Hungry People podcast, subscribe. I'm just kidding. But no, for real though, you want to make sure people are entertained, or if they're bored, they're just going to not watch or they're going to skip over. I mean, how many times does an ad come up, that stupid fucking ad where the guy's like, don't skip this jingle. And it's like, oh, I can't skip it fast enough. It's so annoying, right? But you know, if you're listening to a podcast or a show or a YouTube channel and people are selling things, like for me, I sell supercells. I want to make it as informational as possible, yes, but if things are just too intellectualized, people get bored, right? You want there to be some relatability, some humanity, some fun, some struggle, some depression, some sadness or heaviness or seriousness when you're relaying your message, whether that's about being vegan, being raw vegan, being an athlete, being an entertainer of any sorts. The key is to entertain. And what I learned from that also, from what I also learned from Gary Vee that really does connect to that, is to add your personal touch into everything that you do. What do I mean by this? Well, if you're familiar with Gary Vee's office, he has a wall behind him of all the things that are really important to him, that there are people that see that and they think, oh man, I was into wrestling when I grew up. Like Gary Vee has the little wrestlers. People are into the Jets. People are into rap and boxing and things, and you have boxing gloves behind you. We have to remember that what makes us different and what isolates us also opens us up to a whole new world of people who have similar interests, values, and connections, just like we do. So for me, when I have a blank wall here, that's not going to be as a personal experience as if I had some kind of piece of art or running shoes hung up or something that gets you to see that and be like, hey, I have those same running shoes, or I have those same headphones, or the same mic, or the same hat, or the same diet. What we really are looking for is a way to narrow our message so that it's specific and at the same time make it to where people can relate. And it still has a targeted type of audience. It still has a targeted type of effect. Now, when I talk, I kind of ramble on and just kind of say things as they come to me in my head. But here it is. I'll try to summarize it all. When we're trying to convey a message, when we're trying to sell something, we have to make it to where the message itself is just as valuable as the thing you're promoting, right? So you might know how amazing fruits and vegetables are for you, or I might know how amazing they are for you, or supercells. But if the message isn't clear, if the message is foggy or it's irritating, or you guys do not enjoy what I'm saying and you're bored or you're exhausted or you're frustrated, how likely is my message, is my product likely to now end up in your hands to where you can benefit? It's not. And how much more likely are you going to have patience with me as a content creator if you can relate to me? If you're in the same age demographic, if you're a vegan or a raw vegan, if you're really into running or you're really into DTM, if you're a DTM fan, you're probably one of the people that actually watches me ramble on here, because Dan and I have a very similar I feel as though we have a similar type of goal. We have a similar type of message where it's just like, hey, let's do our best to be good people. And at the same time, let's do our best to do our best and have the best in life, the best experience, the best people, the best food. So I hope that that makes sense. This was a very important lesson that I learned from Gary Vee, and I hope to incorporate it and implement it into Hungry People to both bring you more value, to entertain you, and to bring success to MP and I. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. I want you to remember to stay hungry. No, really, stay hungry.